mid-May is a beautiful time to come down to Lan Su Chinese Garden to see what is blooming. I'm with Justin, who's the curator here, and Justin, you know, it is just always a wonderful time to come, but right now we can see many different plants blooming.
Yes, it is moving past camellia season, and we're going into rhodie season, peony season, and a lot of perennials that you don't get to see but during this time of year.
Yes, you know, I think rhodies are such a Northwest kind of staple, but it's nice to see them here too, and they are really Chinese.
They are. Many rhodies are native to China, and they're found in Chinese gardens in China, and they are associated with the song of the cuckoo bird.
Oh, that's cool. And then this one behind me, it's so pretty, so delicate, pinkish purple flowers.
That is an Indigofera, and no matter where I go in this country, representing the garden, people will come up with a picture of this and ask me, what is this plant? And it is related to the pea plant,
Okay.
and it is one of our more unusual plants in the garden.
Pretty. And does it bloom just in May or a longer bloom time?
Actually, this will be blooming probably throughout the summer.
Wow.
So it blooms for quite a while. It's really nice in floral arrangements, and it's just this nice, delicate plant that people rarely see.
Yeah, very much. Very pretty. And then, so now we'll go up to a bigger thing, and so this tree behind us is very unusual.
Yeah, this tree is Phoebe, and Phoebe is famously known to be the wood that built the Forbidden City in China. And now it's extinct as a result, but it still exists in perhaps a few places in the world, but I know it exists here in our garden. And we have elements of non-mu is the Chinese name for the wood in some of our wooden leek windows here in the garden.
And Justin, I even see roses here, which are just a really kind of another part of the garden.
Yeah, roses have been cultivated in China for, that we know of, the last 2,000 years. In fact, the emperor at the time proclaimed them the most beautiful flower.
Aww.
And we have Rosa chinensis in the garden, and they have a nice, very kind of natural habit. They're not over cultivated, and then they bloom for a good part of the year. I'd say from at least 9 to 10 months out of the year, and it is known as the monthly rose.
Wow, that is very interesting. And I know this is just a small part of the garden, so let's go to another part and see some more blooms.
Great.
So what part of the garden are we in now?
We are in the Scholars Hall Courtyard. This is the area where the scholar, who is the representative of this garden, would have done his studies, his art, his calligraphy, pinging, that sort of thing.
And I've noticed so many containers filled with peonies. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so most of our peonies are in beautiful decorative pots, as you would see in China as a seasonal, traditional type of display. And right now we have a yellow one, Al's Choice, in bloom. And the peonies have been cultivated in China for thousands of years. And they were a symbol of medicine, where they were used for many types of ailments. And then later in the Han Dynasty, when wealth and prosperity was ushered into the country, it became a symbol of wealth, peace, and aristocracy. And the yellow ones were actually the most prized and highly desired.
And so I've noticed them in containers, but then also in the landscape, which is really a nice tip for us gardeners too.
Yeah, it works in both. They like to have a little bit of their own space, or else they tend to have fungal issues.
Oh, okay,
in our
that
climate.
is interesting. I also noticed some Chinese ground orchids too.
Yeah, we have a striata, Blatilla striata, and also we have Cymbidium encephalium and a few other orchids in the garden. And they have, Confucius even talked about orchids, about how you can smell their fragrance even if you can't see their beauty with your own eyes. So they are also very special and have special meaning to this garden. Lan Su Yuan, which is our Chinese name, means Garden of Awakening Orchids.
Oh, You know, I always learn something because it's so very interesting to come down to Lan Su. And in May, there's so many different blooming plants. It's always interesting to come any of the months, but May is really a special time. So please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click over their website. There is still a timed entry, so you want to make sure that you get your tickets and be able to enjoy the garden this month. Thanks so much, Justin.
Thank you.